观众朋友们，大家好。LaoDai Redemption 荒野大镖客一代原作发售于2010年，在13年后的2023年发售了官方的简体中文版。录制所采用的是 PS4 版，使用 PS5 进行录像，游玩的帧数是30帧的，在分辨率上有一定的提升。对于国人玩家，或者说对于我个人来说，这个版本的意义还是有了。中文版游戏的故事是接着《荒野大镖客2》，主角为 John Marston。由于原作2010年的版本过于久远，并且没有中文版，有不少的观众先玩的是《荒野大镖客2》，而《荒野大镖客1》的故事延续的是《荒野大镖客2》，它正好是反过来的。我们的主角小马哥被2个人送上了火车。LaoDai Redemption 字面直译红色死亡救赎，而我们中国玩家都俗称它为荒野大镖客，也叫荒野大表哥。
Well, I, for one, am grateful, Mrs. Bush, that they are finally bringing civilization to this savage land.
I could not agree with you more, my dear. My daddy settled this land, and I know he'll be looking down on us, pleased at how we help the natives.
Yes, they've lost their land, but they've gained access to heaven.
But Father, do you mean unless an innocent receives communion, they're destined to go to hell? That hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference between an innocent and a savage.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes, they lived like animals, but they're happier now.
Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas, a man even got a car to fly.
I hardly think so, Jenny.
Apparently, Mr. Johns wants to run for governor, which is why he's so concerned with cleaning up the state.
Nate Johns.
Yes.
His family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war. I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family. A family without class.
Apparently. The Johns family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have, the chance to live among people who are decent and who do not kill each other, and who let you worship in peace.
It's so confusing, Father. Sometimes I find it impossible to make the distinction between a loving act and a hateful one. I mean, they often seem to be the same thing.
Yes, Jenny, it is confusing. But you only have to ask me if you need help.
Indeed.
Well, here we are, Mrs. Bush. Armadillo.
现在所处的地点球鱼镇。一代有一点比较膈应人的就是他的跑步姿势，不管是冲刺跑还是普通跑，跑起来都特别难看。那我们就装个掰，走进前方的酒馆。
Mr. Marston, over here! You must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
这个人亚克是我们来到球鱼镇给我们接头的人，相当于向导吧。而此行的目的是寻找曾经的队友 Bear， 也就是《荒野大镖客2》里面的那个大胖子。
Well, here, let's mount up and hit the trail. Take it slow on the way out of town. No need to kick up a lot of dust. Whoa there.
Slow down.
按 PS 手柄的插件可以加速，
Yeah.
长按插件可以跟随目标，R1键为减速。
So it's Fort Mercy you want to visit?
That's right.
Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. What kinds of soldiers around back then?
Why'd they leave?
Well, I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. So what are you doing up at the fort?
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I says, you ain't gonna find many folk round those parts these days. Those you do find are about as sociable as an ulcerated back tooth. I mean, I ain't one to judge a man by the company he keeps, but...
Well, he ain't been friends for a long time.
Are you planning on spending any time in Armadillo, Mr. Marston?
I doubt it. I ain't planning on staying very long.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Thieves Landing. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hole up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all? Gio. Yeah, so it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson, do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guide. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Trust me. There's things you better off not knowing.
I'll tell you, Mr. Marston, those coyotes eat better than I do. Not far now, Mr. Marston. The fort's just over this hill. Yeah, yeah.
Easy.
Listen, mister. This here's what's left of Fort Mercer. Some gang rode in and took the place over.
So I understand.
This is where we part ways, friend. You have yourself a good time.
此行的目的地布商堡。
Come on. come for you! Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Oh. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge! No more Dutch! And no more you. Implores. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Well?
Oh. Poor John.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarland. Miss Bonnie McFarland.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
Huh. So what were you doing?
I was trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later? Help me patrol the perimeter. You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
这个逼装的太失败了，差点把命都装进去了。而现在我们去找邦尼。邦尼在《荒野大镖客2》的 Online 里面是有他的那个时候呢，他也比较年轻。他这个牧场不得了，通火车的。10几年前，阿星的细节就做的已经很不错了。现在的小马哥是受伤状态，走着走着，他就会捂一捂他的伤口。
Mr. Marston, back in the land of the living, I see.
Figured it's about time I started paying back that $15.
Well, no time to waste. The horses are saddled up over here.
接下来，邦尼会带我们在他的这个牧场逛一逛，介绍一下他的这个牧场，算是一个小镇了。
There's the foreman's office. It's also where we lock up good-for-nothing outlaws, such as yourself.
I'm happy enough with my current quarters right now, Miss McFarland.
I picked out a fine horse for you. Come on, it's time for you to see what a real ranch looks like.
在2010年，还没有什么游戏里面的马匹可以做到这种程度。印象最深刻的还是《刺客信条2》里面的那匹瘸腿马。
To your right is the general store. You won't find Parisian high fashion, but it's good for the essentials.
Very convenient. I don't think I've ever seen a ranch with its own store before.
Well, hello there.
刚刚呢是商店，可以在里面买一些补给。
And here's the corral. This one's for the horses. What do you think?
I'm no expert, but it certainly looks like a fine corral.
I suspect you've stolen more horses than you've broken.
Now, where'd you get such an idea?
First impressions are hard to erase. That's the train station. Things sure have changed since the line finally got finished, bringing in all sorts of new folk like yourself.
Is that such a bad thing?
Change is only good when it makes things better. That's the barn over there. Paul built it himself when I was just a little girl. And here we are, back at the house. Let's stop for a while before we head out on patrol.
You'll get no complaints from me, Miss McFarland.
在特定的地方按方框键可以把马拴在这儿。
Well, are we going inside? How about a cold drink, Mr. Marston?
Thank you, ma'am. Getting shot, then riding a horse seems to take it out of you. I could use a rest.
Sure. Come on in. I'll show you the house, and then you can sit for a while.
Thank you.
Mr. Marston,
Miss McFarland.
remember me telling you about the trouble we've been having with rustlers and other undesirables?
I do.
Will you help me keep watch on the property line this evening?
Sure.
I want to see just who is trespassing on our land.
This is a fine weapon.
Come, let's head out. The country is really beautiful at around this time. Come on, then. Let's mount up and take a look around.
稍事休息，天黑了，和邦尼一起出去巡巡逻。话说你是什么时候把衣服给穿上的？
Right. Follow me. Keep your eyes peeled for anything suspicious. Thank Thank you, Mr. Marston. I feel a lot happier someone's along with me.
I feel a lot happier now I got a rifle.
Well, with your trigger itch and my feminine intuition, we should make quite a team.
游戏的射击和2代差别不大。现在我录制的第1集还没有调整瞄准模式。游戏有2个难度，一种难度是可以自动锁定的，一种难度是没有办法自动锁定，只能手动瞄准。把这些兔子给干掉。这个时候我是没有开锁定的，一个瞄准都没有，纯靠手瞄。全手瞄的难度还是蛮大的。
Thank you, Mr. Marston. Looks like we'll be having rabbit stew tomorrow. We should keep moving. There's still a ways to go. If it's not the rustlers stealing our cattle, it's the rabbits stealing our crops.
It ain't never easy living off the land like this. Maybe you should move to a big city. Become a lady of leisure.
Damn coyotes are back! We can't afford to lose any more livestock. Kill them, Mr. Marston.
Let's go.
Come on, boys.
而此时就已经可以使用死亡之眼了，游戏里面翻译成死神之眼。而此时的死神之眼只能放慢时间，没有办法锁定敌人或者说标记敌人，要等死神之眼升级以后才可以。
Good shooting, Mr. Marston. Looks like that was the last of the coyotes. Just a shame we had to lose any of the chickens. Let's go. I'll take you back to your room.
此时和邦尼一起回到之前养伤的那个小屋。
You know, you can actually handle a rifle.
It's something I've had a little experience in.
Maybe Bill Williamson did get lucky after all.
Luck didn't really come into it, miss.
You're a useful man to have around the ranch, that's for sure. But don't think I've forgotten what brought you here. We'll do whatever we can to help you.
I sure appreciate that, Miss McFarland.
This is you, Mr. Marston.
当我们在野外和马走散了，可以回到这里把马再领出来。
Thank you for your help, Mr. Marston. Makes me kind of happy I saved your life. Get some sleep and I will see you in the morning.
Good night, Miss McFarland.
老传统，可以在休息的时候让时间过6小时，顺便存档。在房间的箱子里面可以拿一些弹药。此时死神之眼升到了1级，从箱子里面拿一些弹药，荣誉值也上升了，拿了17发弹药。在床的旁边可以更换衣服，比如说有一件绅士服，可以在黑水镇打德扑。但是不是很好看。好，第1集呢就先到这，我们就下集再见吧，大家拜拜啦，拜拜。